Hey y'all! Welcome back to my channel, vstreetlove. I'm Vanessa, my pronouns are she, her, and on this channel I like to make silly Sims videos. And today we are looking at custom venues with the new Sims 4 Adventure Awaits expansion pack. Okay, so I'm gonna start by going to my own favorites because I've saved some lots over the years that I think could be really fun to try and, zhuzh up with custom venues. So here's the thing, right? Some of our creative juices for custom venues was spent with businesses and hobbies. That is the first elephant in the room. That custom venue lot types are dangerously similar to another DLC that they just sold us this year. Gameplay-wise, it plays the same, but setting it up and getting it to work is different. And I would say that the way that it works in businesses and hobbies is more annoying to me. The way that it works in Adventure Awaits is less annoying and how I would have wanted it to work with businesses and hobbies. But it does beg the question, why were we given more or less a very similar system in two different expansion packs in the same year? I don't have those answers. Don't ask me questions I don't know the answers to. But I see you and I raise you. Custom venues arguably could be better in the long run. Okay, let's start with the Newcrest Kids Museum. This was originally created by OBS 1584. And you see that this version is by me because I just saved a copy of it to my library with some changes that I made that are good for my save. So let's jump in here. We're going to build and then we're going to visit to see how it plays. My recommendation is when it comes to the custom venue lots, build your lot as you intend first. And the reason why I say that is I think it'll just kind of like help you to remember how you want the lot to function if it's already like everything's already placed here. So if you go through, I didn't build this, right? OBS built it, but they know that they put playground equipment in here. They know that they put doll houses and easels, other playground equipment. They know they put the void critters and the science table and that sort of thing. So once you know all of the objects and everything that you have down here, I see I've got a kitchen up here, all kinds of stuff. Once you know everything that's down here, then it's just easier to build your schedule around it. So the way that custom venues work is it's this feature that's around a scheduler. Every time the Sims team has talked about custom venues and they talked about getaways, they kind of talked about them at the same time because we have this new tool, this new UI tool called the scheduler. So you can see here, the custom venue lot type, bring any vision to life with custom venues, design the perfect atmosphere by setting activities, assigning roles to create a daily schedule for the lot. Sims assign 2 roles and visiting the venue follow the schedule and their defined role behavior, ensuring the space is used just as intended. So when you click custom venues, now we see here what the lot value is, the dimension still, and then the only requirements that you have for a custom venue are a sink, some sort of trash can, and a toilet. But in order to make custom venues work where Sims show up and they do the things you want them to do, you have to configure a schedule preset. Open the editor to create or edit this custom venues schedule. So I'm gonna go ahead and click on that. Once you do that, the scheduler opens, it's blank. But this is what you need in order to make your custom venue work. You are basically defining what Sims show up, what they do when they show up, and when do they do it. There are these different presets that come with Adventure Awaits. So you can create a fitness retreat, camp, romantic competitions. I've even created a custom preset, this grandma's house preset, because I was doing some testing around doing a getaway at grandma's house. So when you save your presets, it's saved in the scheduler UI. The scheduler UI is the same for custom venues and for getaways. So what we're going to do now is I'm going to create a new preset. So when we create a new preset, we have everything here and it's kind of overwhelming at first, the first time you're making something from scratch. I would recommend if this first time you're getting Adventure Awaits and you're messing with the venues, you would start just with a getaway so you understand how the scheduler impacts your Sims. If you didn't do that, that's fine. That's why you're here. The first thing I'm going to do is, I'm just going to call this Kids Museum. And as you know, the lot that I downloaded is a science museum and we just went through all the different activities. So I know I want kids there. So I'm just going to call them kid patrons. You can come up with any creative name that you want. All right. I'm keeping it a little boring just because I'm trying to get through this and figure out what's going on. So I know I want kids. I know I want the max number of Sims in this role as possible, like kids. So the max number of Sims you can have in any one role is 8 Sims. So the total number of Sims for this role, if fewer Sims are assigned than the total, remaining spots will be filled by random Sims who meet the criteria. So you can determine which Sims fill in the role, specific Sims. For the criteria is child. I'm going to make this required for this role. This role has to be children. It's not going to let me edit this right now, but you can actually assign the Sims in the roles. I just don't know when in the process that is. Editor Vanessa here. You can assign the specific Sims to roles from live mode. So right now I'm editing this lot in the manage world view in build mode, but when I later play test and I'm with a specific Sims family, I edit the lot then and I can assign the Sims there. So that'll make sense later. I just wanted to let you know, yes, you can assign specific Sims, just not right here. So anyway, I know I want kids. So I set them to the child age group. I'm going to add that for now. We're going to come back and assign the activities. I just want to make sure I have all my roles. Then we can have some adults on this lot, just kind of like doing sciencey things as well. So I'm going to make this criteria. I'm going to say teens and older. And let's just say like 5 Sims. You can have up to 8 Sims in a role. But I'm just going to say I want at least 5, or let's make it 6. Like at least 6 Sims just kind of walking around doing whatever that are older. We do have a kitchen, so we could have somebody who's like scheduled to come in and like cook maybe and make some make some food. So there is a predetermined role. The Sims has a whole list of predetermined roles here in the role library. And so one of the predetermined roles is chef. So you can see here that when I look at the criteria, chefs are supposed to be young adults, adults or elders. Okay, well, if you have Get Famous, apparently the default includes a celebrity level, which is really funny because I hadn't had Get Famous installed before. I didn't see that would be a suggestion. But then the other things that are required is level 2 of gourmet cooking, and baking. Oh, there's a question here. Is it possible to have more than one bartender on the lot with a custom venue? Yeah. You can assign multiple. I could have a few different chefs, bartenders, or whatever show up. I'm going to go ahead and add this role because you can't edit it until it's added. So our little chef here, I'm going to get rid of this celebrity criteria. I don't want that. I don't want no celeb showing up. It's supposed to be if you like run the cooking competition, you can have a celebrity chef show up. No, not me. So Sims will eat. Sims will do mentoring. During getaways, Sims will mentor other Sims practicing those. I'm going to go ahead and click no. I don't need that for my science museum. They'll serve meals and they'll be friendly. So I'm going to hit confirm changes. Now, any changes I make in my roles, like current roles, does not affect what the default is in the role library. So you don't have to worry about if you make changes here, if it's going to affect all the rest of the roles that are in the library, it won't do that. Okay, so we have someone cooking. We have the kids. We have other guests show up. Oh, you know what I always add? I always add a maintenance role. I always add someone whose like jobs like clean up and fix things. So I'm going to add maintenance. I'm going to add 1 Sim. And the role criteria, I'm going to make it an older Sim, just because I think that's kind of funny. Like, the old janitor that's been with the museum for like 30 years. I'm going to say that I think that they should be neat if possible. So trait, I'm going to say neat. And then I won't make it required. When you make the role required, that means that whoever fills this role has to have that trait. But when you make it not required, it's just kind of like saying, if you can find a Sim who can fill the trait, I would prefer that, but it's not, it literally isn't a requirement. Oh, we could also do perfectionist. Is that helpful? I don't think so. I'll leave it. Oh, you know what would be funny too? It would actually be hilarious. Let me get rid of perfectionist and let me add mean, like the mean old janitor at the kids museum, So now I'm going to go. So at this point, I've just selected like, okay, these are the criteria of who should fill this role. Now I'm going to say, what does this role do by default? So by default, I want this Sim to clean. So all of these activities you've seen before, if you have Get Together, if you have businesses and hobbies, it's a very similar sort of thing. I would say there's like a 90% overlap in the activities. What I will say that is a little bit like frustrating is if you have businesses and hobbies, there's a few activities that you can assign essentially to employees that I would love if we had them here in the select activity for custom venues, but we don't. So that's something that I think I'm going to go to the EA forums and try to like report in some way. For example, if you have businesses and hobbies, there's an option to tend the tattoo table, but tend the tattoo table is not available here for some reason. If you have businesses and hobbies, you have the option to have your like employees scrap craft. So like dispose of in progress pottery or in progress paintings, just scrap them. That's not an option here. They won't do that in this list. So I think there needs to be a little bit more overlap with some of those things for businesses and hobbies, because some of the roles that I have specifically in my custom venues or in my getaways are those sorts of roles, like the maintenance or the host who has to like maintain the lot itself or maintain the getaway. So that kind of sucks. But in the meantime, I'm going to add clean. I'm going to go into this home activities category. I'm going to add fix objects. And then I also add do home chores. Sims will do home chores such as cleaning up and emptying trash. I think this helps with, I don't know, clearing out plates and stuff like that. Even though we have clean, I like doubling up on that just to really make sure that this is working. And then the other activity I'll add, because it's the mean janitor, is be mean. Sims will do mean interactions with other Sims. I think that's hilarious. We're going to do that. Also, so for this maintenance sim, I also want to customize their outfit. So you can click here to customize their role outfit. You can select what category of outfit they wear. You can select what the dress code is, what the color is, and you can do either or. You're like, oh, I want you to show up and you have to wear pink, or I want you to show up and you have to wear pink and polished, or just polished, that sort of thing. Or you can customize the outfit itself. So I'm going to go ahead, because this is going to be an adult or an elder. We are going to customize what the outfit's going to look like. So when you click on it, it opens up to the little mannequin, which you've seen this in any sort of customizer when it comes to outfits. If you have dine out with restaurants, you know, customizing what the Sims wear in the restaurants. If you have businesses and hobbies, if you have clubs, any sort of thing where we have to customize what Sims wear. It looks like he's about to go dispose a body. Okay, so I set the masculine one. I'm going to set the same exact outfit for the feminine one as well. I chose this hat and I chose jumpsuit from Seasons. And so the maintenance worker will come in wearing this. Okay, cool. So now you see here, these are highlighted green. So I have 2 custom outfits saved for this role. So that's great. It's going to be an elder, neat and mean. And then they'll be cleaning up, fixing things, and being mean, hopefully to the children. And save over existing role. Every time you edit a role, it's going to ask you if you want to save over the existing role or create a new role. Most of the time, if you're editing a role, you're going to want to save over the existing role. Saving as a new role essentially like kind of makes a copy and makes a new thing. I'm going to name the older Sims older patrons. These are the teens, young adults, and elders. And I want them to use the objects that we've placed on this lot. So this lot has the playgrounds, the telescope. We saw the easels downstairs. So let's add that sort of stuff. So we'll add paint. We'll use a telescope. Sims will use observatories and telescopes. So I know I have that on there. I think that's good for now. And then I won't have any specific outfit that they need to wear. They can show up wearing whatever. And I'll save over existing role. Okay, so we got the older patrons. And so I'm going to rename the kids role to kids scientists. And spell scientist there for a minute. Okay, the only requirement is that they're a child. So kids have all kinds of new activities that have been added for them to do with adventure awaits. Okay, literally for this specific purpose. So one thing I'll say is I want to add build mental skills. This will have them do things like homework. Boo! Play on chess tables, use the science tables, do video games, the fishing spots, and the telescope. I am a little concerned about the fishing spots, just in case there's like fishing around here, because I don't want them to leave. And they will. They'll go and find fishing things to do. So I'm not sure about that. Maybe I'll just say specifically, use the science table. There's also use the activity table. There's some activity tables on this lot. We had the playground, so we'll have them play on playground equipment. We've got the void critter battle station, so I'll have them battle with void critters. Anything else? Build social skills. Child Sims will interact with other Sims to build social skills. Okay, I think I'll allow it. And then, yeah, so I'll confirm that. Oh, the chef has an outfit. Okay, so the chef comes with its own outfit when you select it from the role library. So that's good. And older patrons, I'm going to save as a new preset. And okay, so yeah, so I have these roles. And so as I was making those roles, I was thinking that maybe we need to have like a couple of employees who work here aside from the maintenance employee. So I'll add maybe like 2 or 3 just employees. Employees, it'll be teens and young adults, and any traits that could be helpful, maybe childish, creative, and geek, and genius because you work at a museum. So for role activity, I really want them to mentor children. That definitely needs to be one. Care and mentor for children. Sims will care for and mentor children with a range of activities. I like that one. I also want them to go around and like clean up and stuff like maintenance. So maybe they'll clean and they'll do home chores. Can I have them, I don't know if they'll play on playground equipment. Will they play with kids? If you select this play on playground equipment, maybe I'll add this just to see if they'll like play with the kids doing this stuff. Okay, and then I think I'm going to customize their outfits. Can we have club meetings on custom venue lots? Yes, you can have club meetings on custom venue lots. In case you haven't noticed sometimes, I think the same thing is true for small businesses. When your employees get cold, if you have seasons, they'll change into their cold weather wear, okay? So if you don't have that, they'll just wear whatever. Like, look, this is the cold weather wear right now. So the other kind of like drawback of this right now is we don't have a way to copy onto other outfits. So I see here that this is a high school year shirt. So I just need to go through and all the outfits that I think might show up like while Sims are on the lot and set those. So that's just a little hot tip for you that if you want them to like really be wearing what you have listed for them, go into the other outfit categories and double check that that's all the same. And the way that I'm suggesting that you do it so it's easier is stay in the same category and then go across all the different outfits. So I know that the shoes that I'm using are with the latest pack, Adventure Awaits. So I can just go through and select the same shoes and then switch categories. And then I have the same filter on and you don't have to go back and forth. It's a little bit faster. It's kind of annoying because you want to be able to like copy and paste like you can. Sorry, just these other outfit categories. I'm just hoping they don't show up. Okay. But you want to be able to go through and quickly do this. And this is the fastest way that I know how to do it right now. So this is the outfit. And I have set it for a few different categories just in case my sim ends up changing. So I'm going to go add that same outfit to the female frame. Not being able to save these outfits to make this part go a little bit quicker is rough. I'm not even going to hold you. This is a little rough. Okay, cool. So now we have the outfits selected. So they're going to be caring and mentoring for children. Hopefully they'll be playing with children on the playground equipment. And they are creative, childish, geek, and a genius. We have 3 Sims. So what's my total number of Sims now? 14, 17, 18, 19. Okay. So we could add one more role. And I'm just going to name them as the mascot. And the mascot will just be like a little entertainer that comes by and like talks to the kids. And, you know, it is fun. I just want him to go around and make the kids enthusiastic about science. This is terrifying, though, right? We agree this one's scary. This is a Star Wars character who I don't know. But what could be kind of fun is if I put this character in a lab coat, right? Walk with me. Something like that, you know? Like you're a little scientist. Yeah, everyone just stick with it. All right, it'll be cute. I'm not sure about this part of it. I like the lab coat. What I would ideally have is the like clown makeup, but you can't set the makeup in this mode. So that's why it's kind of silly. This kind of is the vibe. I don't know. This is the vibe. Yeah, I like it. You said, okay, we're back. I see where you're going. Something like that. I love this. That's why I gotta get us through this. All right, so we're gonna have the masculine version and then I need a feminine version. So at this point, we have all of our roles. We've assigned the roles of different outfits, different activities. They should be there ready to go to do whatever they need to do. Now we need to add them to the schedule. So these roles only show up when they're added to the schedule. That's the first main thing. If you only want the lot to essentially do like one set of things, you only need one time in the schedule. But if you wanted to do different things throughout the day, that's when you would add different things in the schedule. So, I mean, the main thing I need to do is when Sims show up here, the main activity is just kind of like, I don't know, be a kid and learn stuff. I guess I'll make the main activity build mental skills. I could have it just be build child skills, and then children will just kind of like interact with everything. That's the main thing. Just you're going to come here and build skills. Okay, so we've got the kid scientists are in. We're going to add a role. The older patrons are in. We're going to add another role. The chef is in. I'm actually going to remove the chef. Oh, I don't need to remove the chef. I'm just going to switch to Dr. Robotics. Okay. And then we have the employees and maintenance. So you see at this point here, total sims 19 out of 20. So the most sims that you can have is 20 sims in any given time slot. So who's missing is the chef. So with all of these sims on this lot, I am using all 20 available sims that I can use on this lot. Okay. I want the chef to be there starting at, I guess, 11. So everyone will be here, starting at 11, but then I'm going to add another time slot because basically I don't think the chef and the maintenance guy should have to be there all the time. Like no matter when my sims show up. So I can have the main activity here be build child skills again, but instead of build social skills during this time, I'll make sure the kids, that's really what the kids need to do. And then also, I guess the older patrons should be eating at this time as well. So I think that the chef should be there until like 8. So at 8 o'clock, let's get rid of the chef, maintenance, and Dr. Robotics. So they are there from 11 to 8. That's the idea. And I think that's everything because I don't think I need anything else. I mean, the main activity here is to build skills. And then at some point, Sims gonna eat. I guess employees should eat. Should I build in like an employee break where the employees aren't doing anything but like taking care of themselves? Those are as you're thinking about the custom venues, like this is what you can think about. The time slots have to be 3 hours apart. They can't be any closer than 3 hours. So if I were to build in like an employee break, it would have to last at least 3 hours, which is so funny. But like, I wouldn't want to do that, right? I think this is it. I'll save over my existing preset because if this don't work for whatever reason, I'm not doing all this again. Okay, I'm gonna accept the schedule because I've hit some of the criteria is bugged. So like criteria around sexual orientation right now, as I'm recording this, is bugged. So I would hit accept and then it just would act as if it didn't exist. And I did that a few times and I was ready to crash out. All right. So you can still add lot traits and stuff. So this one has science layer, child's play, and convivial. Now you're like, that took a while. Listen, it doesn't have to take that long. For me, that's the fun of this. Okay. The fun of the custom venues is thinking of all the little details like, what are the Sims going to do? Do we need a mascot? What are the employees going to wear? Like, that's why I'm doing this. Okay, so now we're heading to the custom venue. I do find it interesting that there is an upper limit to the amount of Sims that can be loaded into a lot at all. And then you can bring your family of Sims. So we've loaded in here. Who are you? Why is there a ghost here? I do see our employees. So I see Leslie's an employee. I can tell because they're wearing the cold weather outfit that they should be wearing. I was gonna say, you're not an employee. Okay, these Sims are just kind of like standing idle. So every time I load into a custom venue, it does seem like they kind of like load in outside as if they're trying to figure out what to do. Now they're starting to go inside and do what their different activities are. So I see in here, we did have the kids set to play on the playground equipment. This kid doesn't even like playing. I just saw that pop up above their head, but they're on the playground equipment having a terrible time apparently at the kids museum. All right. Some other activities. The employees, I guess, are putting away toys because they're supposed to be cleaning up and doing home chores. We see some Sims are using the telescope already. These kids are up here playing and then they're going to sleep. There's a new bug that's been introduced because after they play on the playground equipment, they seem to want to take a nap right side. So it's very confusing. Do we have any Sims over here doing anything? Yeah, we got some kids using the science table. And then we have this employee, Ruella, of course, coming in here to like mentor children. Now you should be able to edit who fills in these different roles. If I go into modify schedule, you can go into the each of these different roles and select. So if you have like Sims who always work at a certain place and you want to like tell that story, you should be able to select who those Sims are. So right now, the Sim that is automatically used as the peculiar plum bird is here. She shouldn't be here, but the game kind of indiscriminately populates who's supposed to be assigned to different roles. So if you have an idea of which Sims you want in the roles, you can go back and edit it. My Sims are down here playing on the playground equipment, but you'll kind of like watch the Sims start to do the different things that they're supposed to do. Now, remember, we do have a chef and we have a mascot and we have a maintenance Sim to come and do different things, but they don't show up until 11. And currently in my game, it's 10:15. So in a few minutes, we should see them. What is that? Oh, this. Oh, okay. Somebody was in here. I was like, what is that noise? That's really funny. Yeah, the Sims are out here. They're doing their different stuff. I guess they really like the telescopes because they also get to paint on the easels. Oh, we got some kids down here using the activity tables. Let me go in here. Maybe I'll come and have Ava come down here and make a mess. Okay, so it's 11:15. So we should have our other Sims showing up now. So let's see what happens because we got our little mascot. It's so cute watching them mentor the kids on the science table. And then this Sim is coming over here to play the games on the games table. We could also have reading be an activity if you'd like. Okay, so where are my other Sims who I've hired? I see my Sim is in here making a mess. I don't even know where she got ketchup. Yeah, I mean, I'm not sure where they are. You saw I put them on the schedule. I did put them on the schedule for 11 o'clock, right? It's 11. Yeah, the chef is supposed to be here because they're on the schedule at this time. So we have the chef, we have Dr. Robotics, and we have maintenance. So they should be coming by, but I don't see them loaded in here yet. And it's already noon. So it could have something to do with the number of Sims on the lot itself. Oh, so here's the other thing about this, about this custom venue situation. So whenever there is a time change and there is a turnover of like the roles, essentially, everyone who is fulfilling the role leaves at the different times and they get populated by a new set of Sims. So as you see here, all of the Sims left at around like 12:30. And once they despawn, then the new Sims spawn. So you see here, I do have my Sim who Dr. Robotics is Clement Frost. This is what I'm talking about. They just indiscriminately, there is no guardrails around which Sims are going to be auto-generated to be in these roles. So literally Santa is here surprising the kids like undercover boss. Okay, at the Science Museum as my Dr. Robotics mascot character. And because he's in his capacity as Dr. Robotics, instead of being Clement Frost, yeah, we can't even ask him to do like Winterfest stuff. Mind you, the first thing he's gonna do is come over here and play with this. He's supposed to be entertaining the kids. He needs a day job. What do you mean he needs a day job? This is the only day he needs to work. It literally is Winterfest. This is the only day that he needs to do one job, which is deliver these damn presents. And he's here playing Dr. Robotics and not even entertaining the kids like he's supposed to be. So I haven't been paying attention to my Sims. So it is kind of like, what are they doing? This trash can is sparkling. So I'm going to assume that my Sim is hiding in it in a game of hide and seek. I don't know who he asked to play hide and seek. I don't know what Sim is supposed to be looking for him, but there he goes. I'm gonna let him. Oh, he just got out of the trash. I was about to let him continue doing his thing. He's feeling hot for some reason. Then he's gonna go dancing. So I thought your Sims would autonomously do the things with the custom venue, but I guess they don't do the things with the custom venue because they're not like assigned them. They must be doing the things autonomously with Getaways. So my Sim just came in here and started dancing. Dancing is not one of the actual activities for this lot, but he just decided he was gonna dance. Meanwhile, Ava's up here talking to 3 grown adults. Are you an adult? Yeah, you're an adult. But I guess she's having some fun with Dr. Robotics. Let me do a friendly introduction. So are you being funny? We're chatting. It says stressed with strangers from clingy childhood phase. That's a good point. Ask for present. Also be mindful that whatever you name the roles, that is what will be their like identifier when you highlight over them. So that's why instead of naming the role mascot, I named the role the name of the mascot because that's what it's going to show above the Sim's head. So this is Dr. Robotics. Also, Ava's on to our undercover boss here. She knows this is Clement. She's like, Santa, is that you? You smell like Christmas cookies. She loves her gift. She got a lump of clay. Girl, you need to raise your bar. That is not even acceptable. Did that count for her little holiday thing? That is so funny. It really did. That really is the Clement. I thought it wouldn't count. I thought he would just be, some stranger, but nope, that's Santa. Okay, well, they're doing what they're supposed to do. The Sims have showed up. Who's missing now? We're missing our chef. It does make me wonder. I thought I had a stove up here, so I wonder if the sim isn't serving anything, but you could at least serve a garden salad. So let me see. Are you? No, you're an employee, because I can tell because that's the outfit of employees. Yeah, it doesn't look like our chef sim showed up. Interesting, because my sim, there's still some sims out here walking around in the world, which eats into the number of sims who are on this lot, because we're supposed to have 20 sims on the lot. And at first there were like close to 20, minus the maintenance, minus the chef, minus Dr. Robotics. But Dr. Robotics has showed up, thankfully. I would have been devastated if Dr. Robotics didn't show up, but we don't have our maintenance sim, and we definitely don't have our chef, and we have way fewer sims than normal. I'm just gonna double check this. Yeah, I mean, it says 11. We're supposed to have a chef here. I set the details. I mean, is it because I don't have a sim in my save who has level 2 of all of these? Is that what's going on? Maybe if I don't make it required, does that help? Let's see. Because then that would answer the question of like, what happens if a sim doesn't meet the requirements? So every time you edit a custom venue, while sims are on it, it's gonna do that thing right now where they'll all despawn, and then new sims to fill the role will respawn. I imagine one day they'll fix that, but for now, this is the way that it works. So the sims have despawned. Well, Clement is still here, but you can see here, Clement, okay, yeah, Clement's gone. So now I'm wondering, will the sims respawn? And I guess I'm just waiting for new sims to show up, because they're not. Right now, there's only 3 sims on this lot. I know I'm moving around a lot, but it's basically just my sim Micah, my sim Ava, and then there was another kid in here just a second ago. Oh, yeah, that kid's leaving. Kid scientist. Or no, this kid is going to this object. Okay. But you see how there's no replacements? The townies dress some Winterfest stuff sometimes. That's actually really cute. Yeah, I don't know. So this is where I start getting a little bit like, what's going on? You know, because I think that this is really cute when it works. As we saw, it does work, but then these little nuances is when it starts getting a little strange. So now we've got no sims on this lot right now. I bet you if I like travel and come back, but when we travel and come back, the chef sim won't show up for sure. I'm gonna reload into that lot and let's see. Okay, so we've come back in, and now it seems like we've got all these different sims populated here. So I see Dr. Robotics, Luna Villarreal. I see patrons, but we don't have any still. We have some sims playing. The sims will spawn and just kind of stand around for a second. It is a little concerning because it's like, when are they gonna go and do the stuff that I said? And there's only 20 minutes left. I don't see a chef up here at all. I don't know, y'all. So this is why I'm a little bit like almost like suspicious, cautiously optimistic, because I can see here that the sims are going to do whatever it is that they are scheduled to do. But in about 15 sim minutes, they're all going to despawn and be replaced by new sims, which I don't think it should do. It shouldn't like reassign new sims that are already on the lot, but that's how the mechanic works. So it's 8:30 now. Can I come talk to you? Or are you about to leave? Let me talk trash. Yeah, so she just got off the playground. Now she's sleeping. Can't wait for them to fix that. Was that Luna? She changed out of Dr. Robotics quick. She said my shift started at 7:30 and then my shift ends at 8. Bye. So you might run into some issues where when you open up the scheduler, the UI doesn't work as it's supposed to. Or if you create a role, the criteria is bugged. So for example, romantic orientation is bugged. And if you try to save anything with romantic orientation, it just like won't save. I can try to do this. And you see, there's a last exception. It didn't save it. Last exception caught. So at least I have that and I can go look at it. But thankfully, I saved the Kids Museum preset already. So that's why I did that earlier, because I had experience with things not working with the scheduler and then having to start from scratch. And that was kind of driving me wild. So yeah, so that is kind of buggy. We're also seeing that who shows up when is kind of buggy. They don't seem to show up strictly at 8 p.m. They seem to show up, between 8:15 and 9 when the schedule changes. And then when they load in, they kind of like spawn at the beginning or at the front of the lot. And they stand idle for a little while before they go and they like do stuff. So I don't know. It's a feature I've been looking forward to, like playing with in reality for a long time. It's 8 p.m. We're going to try to add the chef, because the chef, I just made the preference for the baking skill. So let's see what happens. Let's see if the chef shows up now. Again, because I did edit the schedule, they all are gonna leave. So they are currently leaving. I think that's a little bit of an odd mechanic that when you edit the custom venue lot in any capacity, the Sims will despawn and then all new Sims show up. And someone did ask, I mean, I'm gonna do this again and they're gonna despawn again, but I don't care. Someone did ask if when that happens, does it happen even when a Sim is assigned? And for the assigned Sims, I'm just gonna choose, I guess I'll choose these 3 total employees. We have 3 assigned Sims. Everywhere I go, Cassandra goes. Dr. Robotics, is there anybody here who fits the bill? Oh, interesting. So according to this, traits childish is required. That's what happens. So these are the Sims that have the childish trait. Okay. Wow. That's why Clement showed up. So I'm not going to make that required. We'll have childish or goofball. I don't know why the kids are showing up. Oh, yeah. Hold on, wait. The age requirement is supposed to be an adult. Okay, see? Now it's showing me who fits the bill here. Cameron Fletcher be Dr. Robotics. So we've got some assigned Sims, okay? I'm going to save that and let's go back to live mode. Let's see how that affects this lot. So Sims are loading up. Oh, are you the chef, Sim? The chef! The chef actually showed up now. So it must have been the way that I had the requirements. So that leads me to believe that if you make a trait or some criteria required and you don't have Sims to fill that criteria, then they won't show up. Because otherwise, I don't know. I would have thought that Ava had cooking skill, but maybe she doesn't have cooking and baking and gourmet cooking or something. But she's going straight up here. She's probably in the middle of making something that she can already make. But let's add a little stovetop because we can have this inside here. So there is actually a full kitchen, which, you know, that's the kind of thing that maybe one day I would regret. But for this playtesting purpose, I just want to see what happens. Now, I don't have any Sims set to eat. So I don't know if Sims will eat at this hour, but she showed up to actually cook at least. So Ava's cooking. Someone wanted to know what would happen if you set in like the chef stations. If you use the chef station that's from Dine Out, they'll use that because that in and of itself is a chef station where they'll cook and stuff. With the one from like high school years or university, I don't think they'll do anything because it's not like they can tend that. And I don't think that's an item that you can use to cook. Okay, did you just make, I was gonna say, did you make one serving? Now, mind you, the chef's job is to cook and eat. So she was always going to make something and then try to eat. Oh, right here, like miscellaneous. We have the Bon Appetit cafeteria. So we're trying to see if they'll use this basically. So we're testing at this point to see if they'll use that. I don't think so, but we can see. We're going to watch her for a second to see if she gets up and does anything with this. She's getting up and she looks like she's going downstairs. Maybe to be friendly because that's her other activity is to be friendly. It's 3 a.m. right now. Kids are still hanging around. I am watching this chef like a hawk because I'm so curious what you're about to do. She was going to grill. She can't use that other food thing. So she went straight down to where the other... So she's grilling. Okay. I had another... Little did I know I had another food source here that they can use to cook. So they can't use these sorts of things, which I thought so. It's not like they can tend like a little food table or something. That's really funny. Because I was tracking her like, what are you about to do? Okay. So... quick check-in. Yeah, I think that this feature, in my opinion, has potential. Like it has the potential to be my favorite thing ever brought to this game. But right now it's wonky. And I think it needs to be just fixed with some of those bugs. The criteria being bugged totally deflated me when I set up another lot. But once I realized that the romantic orientation wasn't working, I was like, oh, here we go. This is what people are talking about with this game. But I mean, it was cute. We saw the kids showing up. The kids are doing kid activities. I mean, it really is. It's like whatever you can imagine your Sims doing on a lot, you can set it up for them to do it. And then it's just about whether or not the actual criteria or the actual like activity itself is being weird. For example, coffee bars are also weird right now. They're not working. So they need to fix Sims actually going to the coffee bar. One of the things I'm curious about though is like what is shared to the gallery. So I'm just gonna go to manage worlds. Let's save this because I already know that I have it all set up. So let's just save this one and see if it works. So I saved a new version and says overriding because the other version was a museum instead of a custom venue. So now what I'm going to do is go to that lot and place it here. It's this one because this is a custom venue. So I'm going to place the lot. I'm going to place it here and let's see if the schedule's still there. The real test will be if I go to another save and do what we just did. That would be clutch because like you guys are saying, then you don't have to like, then in that way, you're getting around the whole saving the presets amongst saves. So now here, promising. Ooh, this is promising. So now what I'm going to do, we're going to switch saves. I'm going to go to another save and we're going to try that again. So like I said, I'm in a new save. We're going to place it down here. Okay, so I see my Newcrest Kids Museum. I'm in a whole new save. Did it work? No. But I guess we'll try again. I'll try one more time to place it over one more time. So I re-downloaded the lot that I saved to the gallery to see if the schedule was there. And it is. But I did have to place the lot twice. You have to place the lot twice. And the schedule will be there. So that is a bug right now. So hopefully they fix that too. But that really does make me feel better because I was like, oh my gosh, what if I have some cool, custom venues with my custom costumes and stuff saved in one save? Yeah, all of that came with me. That's pretty dope. That's great. That is, in my mind, this is the only way that sharing custom venues to the gallery actually works, is if all of this stuff actually goes with the venue itself. But right now, at the time of me recording, you have to place the venue down twice in order for it to actually copy into your game with the correct setting. So just as a quick thing, let's go to San Sequoia. I'm going to go to the Manzanita Terrace. We're going to build in there and I'm going to download a lot from the gallery that currently is, I think a small business venue or a generic lot or something that I've used and downloaded before. So let me grab it. Okay, so this is the recording studio and cafe created by Rusita Moorer. And this is actually listed as a small business venue. So we're going to place it as a residential because we just want the venue. And so instead of a small business venue, that's what I mean. The old workflow to make a custom venue with businesses and hobbies. Actually, there's multiple ways to do this. Let me just say that right now. So the custom venue lot type that comes with Adventure Awaits is the best iteration for making your own custom thing that happens on a lot, right? Like that's the best way now that we have to do it. But beforehand, what could you do? You could, if you had businesses and hobbies, which actually just came out this year as I'm recording this, so not for that long. What you would do is you would build the lot however you wanted, and then you would have a sim. You would have to go into live mode, have a sim, purchase the lot as a small business venue. And then from there, you would set the activities Sims would do, and you can determine how you charge the Sims to do that. Before we had businesses and hobbies, the other way to kind of like make a custom venue is through clubs from Get Together. You would make a club in live mode and set the activities for the club, set the criteria for the club, and then you could assign the club to a lot type, bars, or you could set it to a specific lot, a residential lot where one of the Sims in the club, or other lots in general, most other lot types. But now with Adventure Awaits, we have a new lot type. Like that's why it's so great. You don't have to go into live mode to set it up to work. You can set it up to work just by editing the lot itself. You could be visiting the lot and edit the lot type, edit the schedule while you're like having Sims there ready to play it. You could kind of even do that last minute and then the Sims will show up to populate. Like that's why I'm like the world building part. Like I don't have to do all the extra step of getting a Sim to own it to then go and set it up or whatever. You can just make it in your world or download it straight from the gallery and it works. That's why I'm excited about this feature. So I downloaded this music studio lot. Like I said, I have been using it in Tiny Town. We've been using it in Tiny Town as a small business lot, right? A small business venue lot. So we do have an owner who walks around, but this is a music studio. This is where I have my Sim like coming to record music, to learn the skill, to mentor Sims on music so that they can earn money. But then it's also a little cafe. The Sims can come down here and, get a coffee. Now, I already said, but the coffee bar action is bugged. So Sims who are supposed to work the coffee bar won't tend the coffee bar. they won't tend it right now. So that needs to be fixed. So that's what I mean. Like all the little ideas that I tend to have right now all require parts of the feature that are not working. Just downloaded the retirement home and placed it just fine for the first time with presets he made in build mode. Did you do it from this mode? Did you do it while you were in the lot itself? Or did you do it from the world view? Do you have any mods in your game? Can you let me know? Because maybe it's a problem with one of my mods. Or maybe it's a problem with how I did it. Maybe doing it from this mode, it would have been fine. So we need Sims who are like, I don't know, musicians. And we can kind of set this up similarly to how we've been setting it up with businesses and hobbies. So if you weren't there, we had Sims who basically were more musically inclined. So the criteria that I had for customers before was like music lover. So we got musicians who are music lovers, and we'll make them like adults, basically, who are going to show up here. I'll make music lover not required. That'll just be a preference. So their activities, there's an activity that's just music. Sims will play available musical instruments, sing, listen to music, and watch others perform. Sims will use objects such as microphones, violins, guitars, pianos, DJ booths, dance floors, pipe organs. So this is what I'm talking about. I don't remember us having a music activity. Does anyone else remember a music activity? I remember having each of these individual instruments. So if you wanted them to play all these different instruments, you had to add them all, and that would take up all those different slots. But now we have one activity, which is music, and we can add it. And like I said, if we had it before, I don't remember seeing it. So, don't sue me. We'll add everyone to the schedule. There's only one thing that happens at this lot. I don't think anything else needs to happen. We could, you could set it up to where maybe in the evenings, there's live performances. That could be fun. I won't test that right now, but that could be cool. And so, okay, yeah. So I've accepted that schedule, 822. Also, if you wanted to have more Sims, but they do the same thing, you can just create a new role. So I can save my musician's role. And let's see what happens if I add this again. I think because I already have musicians. Okay, wait, what happened? Because it said it added, but I already had it. Okay, perfect. Yeah, so if you wanted to add the same exact role, save the role to your library, you can add it again, and then it'll just kind of name it Musicians 1, because you can't have the same exact name. So I'll just bring this down. So at any given point, we have 12 Sims on the lot instead of 8 Sims. And maybe what we can do is that these Sims, maybe they don't produce a track. They're just doing music. Actually, what would be cool is maybe I have it the other way around, where more Sims than not. So these Sims, I'm going to remove the produce a track. So we have 8 Sims just doing musical stuff, and then a few select Sims who are really there to produce a track. So maybe we'll call them producers, and then we'll add the producers. Okay, so at any given point, there's supposed to be 15 Sims on this lot. And anytime you come to the lot, doesn't matter when, the main thing is going to be producing a track. But then we've got the baristan. Oh, you know what? This is another one of those things where I'm just like, this activity is what the main activity is for all Sims. If you don't want all Sims producing a track, in which case I don't, you don't have to have anything here. Okay? You can just have nothing, and it will default to free time. Free time is an activity that you can also add. It's under the home activities category. During free time, Sims will behave as they normally would, guided by their everyday autonomy. So I don't have to have a main activity for everyone. I have set all of the individual activities that I want each of my individual roles to do. And those are the ones I want them to default to. I don't need them to default to a main overarching category. Unless the main overarching category is drink coffee. You know what I mean? Like that makes sense to me. But even then, I'm like, the barista, like if everybody's drinking coffee, the barista and the employees, fine. But everybody, I don't want producing tracks. I just wanted our different producers producing tracks, right? So in the end, this is what I decided to do. I did make a main activity. It's drink coffee. Musicians will drink coffee. They'll do music activities and they'll eat. Employees will clean, fix things, and be friendly. I also have mentoring here, but the description does say during getaways. So we're going to have to see if they actually do that. And then we have the barista tending the coffee bar, which it doesn't work right now. So, I can also just add tend the bar, and then just accept. Okay. So that's a recording studio. I didn't customize any outfits. I didn't do all of that. I didn't get lost in the sauce. We're just going to test this out. So I'm going to go ahead. I'm going to visit this lot. I'm going to choose my sim. Okay, so again, we've loaded into this lot. Sims are standing idle. They are confusion. So I don't know if this idleness is because of mods, but I've seen this happen even when I didn't have mods. So in my businesses and hobbies version of this lot, they do have to check in. Yeah, they have to check in here. But now they can just go and enjoy this for free. So that's kind of funny. So immediately I've got producers down here singing. I've got some musicians on the thing. Thorn Bailey is an employee. Oh my gosh, this thing cannot sing worth a damn. Okay, so Lean is the barista. And as you can see, she is not baristan. Do we have Sims upstairs? We do. We have some Sims up here on the guitar. Okay, one of them is the employee. You see what I'm talking about? Oh, we got some Sims over here. We got some Sims producing track. That was the producer. We got another producer on the piano. We got some musicians. They're doing music stuff. The little music studio is working. Not nearly enough production, but it's happening. None of these Sims can sing worth a damn. That's what's unfortunate. And then my Sim is watching. When they said that the custom venues kind of like are basically whatever you can come up with in your imagination, this is what they're talking about. The Sims are doing music stuff. One of the things that I actually like to add as an activity usually as well is being friendly. Because I like when the Sims are actually interacting with each other at custom or at venues. Like they're not just kind of like solo dolo doing everything. They're actually talking with each other, mentoring each other. Oh, I think this Sim was mentoring or at least watching because he's an employee. So that might actually be working. Thorn, you work here, right? Are you giving any sort of like mentoring or are you just watching? He might be mentoring. Oh wait, I can check. Let me go to Control Sim. What are you doing? Mentor singing. Okay, great. So it says Getaway, but what they mean is just a custom venue or a getaway. So mentoring is happening. Oh, that's so wonderful. But that's why he looks so disappointed because he's like, ooh, not like that. And you see his little mentoring book out too. Oh, I love it. Okay, I'm excited again. Oh, and then we have someone producing tracks. Okay, go off. Manuel singing is so bad. The la 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 la. You're going to AMD. Well, this also does kind of like have another thing, like begs another question, which is like, if you want to charge for your Sims to be at a lot, I think businesses and hobbies is still the way to go. Because right now my Sim is able to kind of like visit for free. She's not paying. If she was doing a getaway here over multiple days, that's different. Like you're paying as if you're on vacation. But just to visit this lot, it's free. Part of the fun of setting it up with businesses and hobbies was that I got to charge the Sims for being there. You know, hashtag capitalism, which isn't necessarily ideal. But depending on how you want to play, if you want to play with that challenge, that's something that you can do. So there was a question around running clubs while you're at a custom venue. And so we're going to do that and see how that goes. Looking at these activities. Okay, so looking at these activities, right? These are the activities in the club system. And clicking on arts and music, I can see music isn't here. So that makes me feel a little bit better because I'm like, I don't remember seeing just one activity that encompasses so many and that's because it wasn't there. Here you have to choose whether or not you're going to produce it or you're going to sing or whatever. So we're going to go ahead and add a bunch of like music related things. I know that E is not music related. Listen to music, maybe watch performances too. Yeah. So we're here to produce tracks. We can have Vlad. I don't think Yasmin's here. Yurik, Salim. I don't think these Sims are here. Club Hangout, general venues, any custom venue. So you can definitely do it at custom venues or specific places. So we're going to hit confirm. So I have all these Sims here. So will Sims, if I started gathering right now, will Sims leave? Because there's an upper limit, right? The music club has started. So my club has started, but it doesn't look like they're here. So I'm inviting them over, but I do think that it might have something to do with just the limit of Sims. Because it says the gathering has started, but no one's here. Yeah, so I can have a club gathering, but none of my Sims from my club are here. Let me try again. It ended. Let me start. I started it and no one's arrived. Like I said, I think that has more to do with there's too many Sims. Yeah, because no one else has shown up, but all of these Sims are still here. So let me go into build mode. Let me get rid of those extra producers and let's see what happens. Let's see if they leave. Okay, yeah, so they're leaving immediately. Oh, everyone's leaving. That's right. Everyone's leaving because I edited the schedule. So let's see if the Sims who are in my club show up. All right, so we have EK showing up as the new barista. And then, yeah, it's like as soon as people are despawning, new Sims are showing up. So let me start my gathering now. Okay, so now one of the Sims who's in my club, now my club is showing up. There is a limit on the number of Sims who can be on a lot without cheat. So the limit, I think, is 24 Sims. It could even be 20. So all of the Sims who were here doing stuff were taking up the slot of just the number of Sims who could be on a lot. So they were not showing up at all. Now I have Sims showing up who are in my club. And then therefore fewer Sims who are assigned to other roles are here. So we've got the Sims who are in my club doing stuff, producing tracks and whatnot. Oh, okay, sorry. And then we have the employees here doing stuff. Glad. So it's something to consider. You can have a club gathering on custom venues, but you might have to tweak the number of Sims on the custom venue to allow for your Sims to load up without there being any issues. There's also a question of if you can plan dates and do dates on custom venues. So I can schedule a date and then I can schedule a date with you. And then can I do it on a custom venue? I can. So you should be able to do it on a custom venue. Oh, minimum of 3 activities. Oh, I didn't know that. When did I schedule that for? So just for the record, I do have a club active right now while I'm technically on my date. So yeah, so you can do dates on custom venues as well. Custom venues are its own lot type. So it's not like you can do it simultaneously with like small business venues or residential rentals or anything like that. But the different event types you can have at custom venues, which would also be interesting to just see. Like, can you have your birthday party at a custom venue? No, you can't have a birthday party at a custom venue. What the hell is that about? Is that a mistake? This is interesting. I guess you can't have a birthday party at a small business venue lot either. But like, if I was going to make Chuck E. Cheese, I just made a whole kids venue. I made a whole kids venue and I'm like, yeah, I want to have the birthday party at the kids venue. Or at my little custom arcade, and now I can't have my birthday party there. That feels like that shouldn't be the case. That feels like that's a bug. That feels like something that I should be able to say, like, this isn't working the way you want. Yeah, there's several different party types that you can't have at a custom venue. What about a baby shower? Custom venues aren't coming up here either. Yeah, that's very disappointing. What if you schedule it as a 1-day getaway and have a birthday at your getaway? I guess that could work. That could work. So I'm gonna go and end the date cheerfully. Okay, can I end the date cheerfully? Well, that's coming in here to produce. Okay, so we're gonna end this date. We're gonna end the club. And then, so the other question that came up was about, what if you have a schedule at a custom venue, but you schedule a getaway on top of it? So let's plan a getaway just to see what happens. Do it at this lot. I'm not talking to you anymore. I'm on the phone. So we want to use a custom venue. Yeah, so all of them are here. So we can stay here because I know this has a schedule that I just made. Okay, so I decided to plan the getaway. But the thing is, the getaway scheduler that popped up is the same schedule as what's already here, which is the music studio. And so our getaway schedule is what normally is here. And then we're also going to do player choice elimination. Yeah, you can also schedule a getaway in the calendar or on the phone. Progress loses, lowest score loses. I never understand how to, but we're going to be at 11 o'clock, I think is when the elimination happens. So let's see how that works with player choice elimination. It's letting me know we don't have enough beds for this getaway. That's not really my problem. I need everybody to get a grip. We're not really supposed to be here that long. Now, at this point, if I wanted to age up my sim, I'm assuming I could get a birthday cake. So I have this here. Can you make a cake on this? Okay, so we're going to make a cake because we were simultaneously seeing if we can have our birthday here. So yeah, you could have a getaway and you could just age your sim up and it would be a fun little birthday party. And then, yeah, it's like you said, it's like renting the venue, which is a good way to look at it because one of the things that is aggravating to me is when you are trying to have a party on a lot and you have your Sims for the party, and then you've got other people who are there to visit. Like if you had a party at the pool And then there's other Sims that the public, because it's a public pool, but it's like, no, I want to rent out the pool for the day with my Sims and my kids, you know, friends and that sort of thing. So with the Getaway system, I guess, yes, you could do that. You could set it up so like you're only on the Getaway for like one day. And depending on when you start is how you would get charged. Because I think you get charged every day at like noon or whatever. Yeah, we made a cake. And I guess I want to stay here long enough to see how the player choice elimination works. Are you always a ghost? I'll tell you a funny story. But yeah, no, this is a good little way to like cheat it. Or like if you wanted to do like a family reunion getaway. There's so many good ideas. It's the backdrop of just bad singing. What's your name? Joaquin? Joaquin, you're done. Come 11 o'clock, you're out of here. Oh, but Manuel's a strong contender. Now, here's the thing, right? I didn't really want to age her up, but in case I did not move quickly enough. Because here comes Manuel talking about some, oh yeah, I do love cake. Took a slice of the birthday cake before I could even put candles on it. Manuel, you're done. Come 11 o'clock, it's between you and Joaquin. The longer Joaquin sings, the more likely he is to be eliminated. But you were close. Ooh, you were close. Ooh, because you were singing mad all day. And then she's like, well, I guess I'll have a piece of my own birthday cake. She needs to go to the bathroom. I'm going to cheat it because what the heck? I think there's only 4 Sims on the Getaway. Yeah, there's these Sims here. Because we have the employees. Joaquin finally stopped singing. Yeah, Cannonball's an employee, but there's only 4 Sims on the Getaway. Interesting. Okay, so it's not officially an event, right? Like it's not an actual birthday event, but if you wanted to age your Sim up with their friends on a custom venue, I mean, I guess you could just bring a cake with you and that's where it would happen. I would add beds, but I guess I'm at the point now where I guess I'm not uploading this to the gallery to re-download because I already have it set up as a small business venue. I'm going to add some little cots so people feel like they can get some sleep. And how much sleep are we going to be able to get in a lot that's around music? I don't know. That's none of my business. I also realized I got Sims sleeping in the hallway. I got Sims sleeping down here. You know, get in where you fit in, I guess, just to make sure that they can actually rest if they need to. But for the whole 24-hour getaway schedule, because I didn't add anything else, all anyone is doing is making coffee, eating, and doing musical stuff. So good luck. You like guitar? Yeah, go ahead, Brienne. She's tired. I'll go to sleep. Will the Sims go to sleep though? That's the thing. Like, I don't think they will. Will they just pass out? Or do they not get tired? Uh-oh, the clock is glitched. Okay, now it's working again. For a second there, it was stuck. Yeah, no, they're just standing around doing nothing. That's so unfortunate because I'm sleeping good. I added beds for y'all. Well, one of y'all is dead. You really don't need, I mean, that is the time to sleep. They specifically say, and I quote, I'll sleep when I'm dead. So she really should have been sleeping this whole time. But the rest of them, they're compelled. It's like being on a haunted lot, you know, where all you can do, like like that scene from Hocus Pocus where they have to continue to dance. Like this is their version of that. They're like, must make music. So tired, so hungry. And the only one who can sleep is Brienne. I just want to get to 11 so I can see about the player choice elimination because I haven't seen that pop up. Oh, she had a full night's rest. She's like, ooh la la. I woke up inspired. Y'all inspired? And she's a little hungry. We're going to sing another solo. You would definitely have to have sleep or take care of needs as an activity. It's just funny to see it in real time when you don't have that. The Sims just won't sleep. I feel so not even bad. I feel like this creates a lot of opportunity because then the question is it like your own motive trials? Like, what are your needs looking like? Like his needs are fine. He's not even tired. So maybe that's part of it. He didn't like need to go to sleep, but it would be funny to not take care of your needs and see how long it is before Sims needs fail. And then you get eliminated based on whether or not, like who is the longest lasting. She's singing in her robe. This is her getaway, all right. And it does confirm that even though this is kind of like a public lot, that while the getaway is happening, I don't think new Sims are showing up. Mind you, Bako's been out here probably on this loop all night. You okay? Because you look upset. Oh, I guess now what happened? Oh, it's Fitness Fest. At 6 a.m. is when normally new Sims would show up, but has Bako been a Sim the whole time and I just didn't know because he was out here playing musical chairs with himself? You've been standing at the top of the stairway for like days. I'm concerned about y'all. Anyway, we're just doing this until I see the player choice elimination. Oh yeah, and we're on a getaway. We are a musician, so we're defaulting to the musician things, which is music, eat, and coffee, of which there is no coffee. Oh, and then Cannibal's coming over to do some mentoring. I love the little mentoring thing that works with custom venues and with getaways. It's my favorite. There it is. It's noon. Elimination time. The time has come to choose which sim will be leaving the getaway. Choose a sim you wish to eliminate and say goodbye. Ooh, Manuel with the cake really did something to me. I feel like that was my birthday cake, and Manuel just went ahead and grabbed a slice first, didn't even bother to ask. Very disrespectful. However, Joaquin, the terrible singing was really grinding my gears as I was dealing with the Manuel cake situation. So you kind of were the background soundtrack to the slight that Manuel performed against me. However, if I'm gonna rely on bad singing as the reason to get rid of a sim, then it does ping pong back to Manuel, because he was singing like trash for hours before the getaway even started. So because of the bad singing, because you took my birthday cake on my birthday cake, Manuel, I am not sorry. It's time for you to exit the getaway. Go get Manuel. Where are you? I'm gonna watch you leave. Yeah. Bye. Bye. Yeah. Nobody like, oh. And you know what? Hold on. I'm just curious. Do you get a little moodlet? Oh, I can't even click on you. I want to see a moodlet that says, I was kicked out of the getaway because I'm terrible. Because you are. And nobody will miss you. Sorry, y'all. It had to be done. So, final thoughts on custom venues. Custom venues are lit. Now, your girl is aggravated because some of the things are not working as I would like them to work. Those are individual activities or individual criteria. Some of those are bugged. They are. But the system itself does work, and it does open up a lot of potential fun gameplay ideas. And not just for me as like a content creator, but even for you, if you don't make content, if you're just playing The Sims, there's so many storylines. We've tested, sending the kids home to grandma's house for the weekend as a getaway idea. We've tested a kids museum, a custom lot type kids museum as a just custom lot type. We've tested the music studio custom lot type, and there's so many more other things that I want to test. But I also think as I just play the game, I'm constantly looking for reasons to go into the gallery and download something. And I don't think that this whole custom venue lot type is going to help that situation. I'm definitely going to be world building and story building in my game. So I'm very excited about that. And I've just scratched the surface on getaways even. So it's just, there's so much that can be done with the system. And overall, the system does work. It's just that there are a few activities right now, a few criteria that do not. And it's kind of breaking the kind of immersion that I play, because a lot of my Sims are queer, gay, sapphic. I wanted them to have a queer, gay, sapphic place to go. But that's not working right now. And most of the time where they're going to go, I want them to drink coffee instead of like liquor, and the coffee bar is bugged. So that's why it took me all out. It took me so many times to try to make this video until I was finally able to be like, let's try something else. When the Sims show up to the custom venues, it's a little weird. They are standing around idle. Don't know what that's about. Like I said, it's very much like places, people, everyone get to your spot. And then they like, oh, okay. So my role today is musician, and I'll be singing badly on the microphone. Thank you. La la la, they'll go and run straight to the microphone after they stand around idle for a bit. So there's a few little funky little things, but overall it does do what it's promised. As far as other ideas that I'm looking to test, I already said that in my Tiny Town 2 save that I'm playing on my live streams, I want to test creating an office building for my sim who is an astronaut. I have a mod where astronauts can work from home, and the custom venue that I'm thinking about will be her like workplace, which I think will work really well because you can make the roles as like coworkers, right? Where it's the other Sims who are in the same career and have them do like science related activities. And then you can have like, the building maintenance, you could have like a boss or something like that. Like you could set up roles like that for like an office building custom venue. And I'm like, oh, that'll be so much fun to play when we go back to that sim. Just as an example of something else I'm thinking about. I still want to do like a spa retreat custom lot or a spa retreat getaway. I still want to do a music venue lot, like a music festival lot. Still need to try the theater, the playhouse. So there's still so many different ideas. So many. I didn't even make a movie theater. I wrote down some of my ideas. That's what I'm looking off on the side at. So then my question for you is, what do you think about custom venues? Have you tried playing with this feature with adventure weights? Do you have adventure weights? Are you planning on getting adventure weights for this custom venues feature? And I'm curious what ideas that you have, what ideas that you've tried, please share with me. I would love to know. If you enjoyed this video, make sure you subscribe to my channel, like and share this video, and turn on the post notifications so you know when my next video goes up. I go live weekly on this channel as well, so you're gonna wanna be subscribed for that. If you're interested in getting adventure weights, why don't you check out the video that I made where I went through all of the cast and all of the build by here. And until next time, y'all, dag dag!